Welcome to another episode of the For the Love of Cricket podcast with Jim and Akim. Today we'll be discussing the game played between Afghanistan and South Africa. Afghanistan won the toss and elected to bat first. They struggled to 116 for 6, and then South Africa's death bowling, which we have highlighted as being suspect, struggled again. Afghanistan getting to 244 all out at the end of their 50 overs. Omar Zai getting 97. South Africa then, what should have been an easy chase, they made it more interesting than it should have been. They got 247 for 5 and win pretty comfortably in the end. What is your take on the game?
I think it was a pretty interesting game. Afghanistan went about things the right way at the start, winning the toss and batting first. We know that the South Africans are very suspect when chasing. They didn't get off to the start that they would have wanted. They were at 40 for 2 at the end of the power play. I think the South African seamers bowled well inside the power play. Ngidi bowled well, picked up some wickets. Rabada didn't pick up any wickets, but he bowled very well. He is the senior man in this attack, as I would say. Aiden Markram got a few overs in this game. He came on first change inside the power play. It's important, I think, for him to get some bowling done in this tournament, or especially at this stage, because his overs might be needed in the semi-finals and the finals. We saw the return of Gerald Coetzee to the team. He is probably one of my favorite fast bowlers in the tournament. I believe he is an all-action man. Whenever he gets the ball, he gets things going. He bowled with very good pace today, fairly good control, and he picked up 4 wickets in a very good spell, I think. Keshav Maharaj has had a very good tournament for South Africa thus far. The left-arm spinner has bowled with very good control, and he bowled another top spell. He bowled 10 overs for 25, took 2 wickets. And then Andil Philippeyu got his first game of the tournament, and he picked up a wicket. I think the Afghan innings went off to a bad start, as I said. The top order didn't fire for once in the tournament. I think they've been fairly consistent. But Omar Zai played a very good knock. He got 97 off 107 deliveries. He did a repair job of the innings with the lower order batters. Noor Ahmed got 26, and Omar Zai really spent some time, and he took the innings deep, and then he launched an attack towards the end. Lungi Ngidi felt the brunt of that attack, but I think it was a very calculated knock. And it was just very unfortunate for him that he wasn't able to score a century.
He ran out of overs and partners at the end. I think he only got to face one ball in the last over. Naveen couldn't get off strike. You mentioned Ngidi in the death. He bowled pretty well up to his last 2 overs. His last 2 overs went for 40.
Yeah.
And he finished with figures of 2 for 69, so he was going 7 overs, 8 overs for like 20, 7 overs for like 29, and the last 2 overs were pretty hard.
He only bowled 8.3, so he didn't bowl his 10.
Yeah, some points for concern continues with South Africa's death bowling, and Ngidi will be playing in the semi-final games, as I think the only change they will make to go forward will be to bring back Marco Jansen in for Angelo Philippeyu, who had a pretty good game today. He was the 5th bowler today, and he finished off the innings. It was very slow going for him when he started batting. 10 off about 25 balls. And then as the seamers came back towards the end, when Afghanistan ran out of spin, he took the attack and finished the game off pretty comfortably. How was South Africa's batting?
I think they got off to a fairly good start batting. As we've said, Quinton de Kock holds the key for them at the top of the order, especially if they're going to chase in the games going forward. He didn't get a very big score today. He got only 41. But the 41 that he got was it was fairly attacking. He wasn't striking at over 100, but he was in command. I think he only really had problems with Mohamed Nabi, who I think gave him a very good challenge inside the power play. Nabi took his outside edge and it flew past slip. Maybe if a sharper fielder was there, the chance would have been taken. And Mohamed Nabi challenged him on both edges, inside edge and outside edge. So I think Nabi bowled well to him. Temba Bavuma would have been disappointed in his dismissal. He got a long hop and pulled it out to deep mid wicket. He's been struggling with the bat all tournament, and you would hope for his sake that he comes good for them in the semi-finals or the finals if they get there. His captaincy hasn't been bad, it's been fairly good, but he and the team would love for him to get a big score and get some runs. Rassie van der Dussen, the man that averages over 60 in one-day international cricket, played a very good hand today. I've always thought that Rassie has to be one of the key players whenever they're in the chase. I think that he has the tools to play both spinners and seamers well. He can rotate strike, he can take the attack to the bowlers when he feels like. And he is a very good compiler of runs, I think. I think he is somebody that can play relatively safe cricket and get to 60, 70 without taking many chances. And you need players like him in a chase, and he put up his hand today with a very mature knock. Aid Markram got out softly, got a long up and turned to play a pull shot, got a leading edge and he was caught. David Miller also got a long hop and he patted it back to the bowler Mohamed Nabi. He would have been disappointed in his dismissal. But as we said, Feluqueo ended up getting 39 off 37. He brought his strike rate up over to 100. It was a very slow start, but he clearly favors the seamers, and when the seamers came back, he capitalized on that. So South Africa was able to chase the total comfortably, I think, in the end. They got it with 2 overs and 3 balls to spare. Fairly calculated chase, you would say, but the key in this chase, I think, was Rassie van der Dussen with his knock.
How did Rashid Khan and Mohamed Nabi go about their work? Rashid Khan he got the ball going both ways today. He was very, very accurate. I know we were quite harsh on him at the start of the tournament after those first 2 games, where we said he struggles against the more established cricketing nations. But as the tournament progressed, he eventually became Afghanistan's best bowler, which we know him to be. And today was no different. The South Africans really, really struggled against him. He was beating everybody on both edges. A lot of close chances. About 4 or 5 deliveries were edge pass first slip. I don't know why they never put a second slip in. If 4 balls went past the first slip. And Mohamed Nabi showed his experience today. He is not the most appealing bowler out there. He's a very simple half spinner. He has a half spinner and a straight ball, and he varies his pace. I know you said David Miller got a long hop from him, but I thought it was the pace variation that got David Miller out. David Miller was just battling a spell against Rashid Khan, and Rashid Khan bowls a lot quicker than Nabi generally. Yeah. The shot he played against Nabi was a shot that he would have played against Rashid Khan with ease, but the ball hit the pitch and stood up on him, and he was threw the shot a little early and basically lobbed it back to the bowler. Naveen started pretty poorly. He tried to come back in the end of the game, but it was ineffective. You have any other thoughts on Afghanistan's bowling?
Not many other thoughts. I think it was very good to see the partnership between Rashid Khan and Mohamed Nabi. I think Nabi has probably been underutilized in the tournament, and when he has bowled within himself, I feel. I think for the experience that he has and also the skill, he could have played a greater part for them with the ball at this World Cup. He also didn't fire much with the bat really. And for one of the more experienced cricketers, it almost felt as if he was a bit of a passenger in the team at times. You want your senior players, your more experienced players, the more decorated players to be major contributors in your success. And I didn't feel like Mohamed Nabi really gave that to Afghanistan this tournament. That being said, credit must go to the unit because there were times that we felt that both Rashid Khan and Mohamed Nabi struggled in the tournament, but Afghanistan were still able to put in good performances and find wins. And credit must go to the all-round unit, the seamers, the batters in the top order. Even Mujib Rahman struggled at times, but they were still able to pick up wickets. I think Noor Ahmad has potential. He could be another future star for them. He still has a bit to learn and a way to go, but it was a good showing, in a fairly decent showing in the tournament for him.
Speaking of the future of their cricketers, we've spoken before about their two openers. What do you think about Azmatullah Omar? He got 97 today. He has two other half centuries in the competitions thus far and two scores over 30. He is about 23 years old as well, and he is pretty much a batting all-rounder. He got 7 wickets this World Cup, bowling only about 25 or 26 overs. So he's one for the future, pretty exciting.
Definitely.
He's average around 60 with the bat as well, so he's been doing pretty well. He's in the top 5 all-rounders in the World Cup this time. So interesting to see how he develops going into the next World Cup cycle. By then he should be at his peak.
Yeah.
He should be about 26, 27 at the peak of his game, has more control over his game and understands how he plays a bit more. Afghanistan out of the tournament now, officially. What do you see for them in their one-day international limited overs future, given they have performed so well thus far?
I think it has been a very good World Cup for them. It's their best World Cup showing ever. It was exciting. I really enjoyed watching them play. I think they have a very good coach who can take them forward and help them to grow from stride to stride. He has done a lot of work with the batting, and we already knew that the bowling would have been their strength. It's a young unit, as we've said. There's a lot of potential there. And firstly, I think what they will hope more than anything is that they have more games in the future tours program. It's important that they get some cricket played, and it's very important that they also get home games. Them having home games will be very difficult, but I think they'll probably play in the UAE.
Yeah, that's not really a home game.
It's not really a home game, but they need more games. They need more tours. They need more exposure. They need more experience for the players. They need to play against top-level nation teams consistently, and that will only help them to grow. They also need to experience conditions overseas, I feel. They need tours of Australia, they need tours of South Africa. They need to go to those places so that their players can develop in conditions that are not necessarily favorable to them. We've seen their strength in this tournament, and they've played in the subcontinent, but it would be interesting in seeing how they go in a tournament in probably Australia, or a series in Australia where the conditions may not favor their spin bowlers as much. It would be good for the development, and it can only help their cricket to grow from stride to stride.
The thing with them playing in Australia is they have a lot of wrist spinners. So wrist spinners generally do better in those conditions because they get more energy on the ball than finger spinners. It might not be that they would be more ineffective, it's just how quickly they can adapt to the bounce as a batting unit. Do you have anything else to add?
Nah, nothing else to add. Looking forward to seeing how Pakistan and England will go. Pakistan still has a chance mathematically, and knowing them, it's going to be a dramatic game. It will be exciting. Whether they make it through or not, there will be some drama. So that is a game to look forward to.
There will also be drama when South Africa plays Australia in the next round. Let's see who wins the toss. They may just win the game. Thanks guys for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys.